I can hardly now describe time anymore. One of those days, you'll be walking, tramping across this pathway and this passage, this bowel of this sorcerous, tricky forest, and as the three of you go, let's say that Holden is opening the way. She's walking between you, and Elaris is closing the way. And the path is paved with incredible amount of dead leaves, like up to mid-calf. Just go through this pool of dead leaves, and you know what would be the term to describe the sound of it? That rustle, that something like a word like that. And Elaris, you see them, they walk, like just she's 2-3 yards ahead of you. Holden is again 2-3 yards against before her. You're closing the line, and those leaves start to really rustle, just to sound, they ripple again, they have this aquatic sound and this tingling in the air, and those leaves suddenly like swoosh up and start to swarm around you. And they really like, they have this sort of they create these limbs swirling against you. Have this impression of a tornado forming around you, and those leaves they start to glue themselves onto you, as if wind was coming, into you, and a mass of dead matter, dark dead matter, dead leaves, is engulfing Elaris whole. They're creeping into you, onto you, and they start to they try to penetrate you through the mouth. As this, of course, is kind of beyond the ordinary, we'll have Elaris straight out roll a Valor, a shadow test with Valor against Dread. This is becoming so obvious, the sound and the commotion behind you, Holden, that you startled and turned back, I imagine, and that's what you see. A pair of eyes, Elaris's eyes, and what's left of his limbs, his arms, his upper arms, trying to to extract packs of bunches of leaves, and he's completely it's a tapestry of growing. He becomes a sort of a dead leaf golem, and the whole thing continues, to swirl around him. What do you guys do?
I'll quickly run over and try to grab hold of him and like brush the leaves off, at the same time pull him out of it.
Very good. Elaris? You're muted.
I will take the aid from Holden and try and escape from this clutch of writhing plants.
Very well. We'll turn this into a collective endeavor. All right. Guess makes sense. Not telling you how many success you need. The resistance is unknown. But Elaris will need to roll brawl,
Okay.
and Holden. I guess athletics makes sense there. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can go. You can both roll, and we'll analyze that. Storytelling. The next bit according to the results.
Yes.
All right. How does that look? We're not done yet. But Elaris made progress, and Holden, what's happening there, guys?
I'm struggling.
Well,
The leaves are fighting me back.
Oh yeah, okay. They're not trying to creep on you as well, so you kind of got you have your own problems to deal with.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like
Elaris?
Elaris has managed to at least get the leaves that were out of it in his mouth and face from there, and is starting to pull free with Holden's help a little, but certainly not out of the grasp yet.
Still with during the fight, during the struggle, Elaris was forced to swallow some of that mass, and bits of organic matter went into his system. So that will be a moderate endurance loss, technically called moderate. So there are 3 levels of endurance loss. Endurance loss is when you fall, you drown, you're poisoned, you touch fire, stuff like that. Accidents, stuff like that. There are 3 levels of endurance loss: moderate, severe, and grievous. And each is a D12 of endurance loss, but the moderate is favored, the severe is normal, and the grievous level is ill-favored. So in that case, it's a moderate endurance loss. So that means you roll 2d12 and you pick the best. So meaning the one with the less, the smallest number, because that's the number of endurance points you're gonna take. If you roll a Sauron, that means a wound. Okay. Woo! Oh, very good roll. Okay, you lose only 1 point of endurance.
Good. Yeah, different to 11.
All right. This is not the end. This is still going. That power is still dead set on capturing. Anyway, whatever it's up for, it's still at it. So both of you roll again. A brawl for Laris. I'll take a brawl for Holden too. Now that we kind of decided that he was as well becoming a prey to that magic. So both of you roll brawl.
Okay.
Oh, just
Okay,
one
a failure
point
for the
away.
both of you. That thing has split and is attached to the both of you, the two of you, and it's creeping on you and going into your ears, flapping on your eyes. You can't see shit. It's what it is. Both of you Now, take a moderate endurance loss.
With no favoring.
So
Oh,
that's a
moderate is,
favored. That moderate is favored.
Oh, yeah.
Favored.
Yep.
The two of you roll 2d12 and take the
Oh,
best.
wow.
So Rocco, it's a 3. And a 1 again. Woo! Okay, double 1. Okay.
Shit.
So Rocco loses 3 points of endurance, and Elaris loses yet another point. I'm afraid, guys, things are getting worse. It's taking over you. Now you're back again, fighting. It's taken hold of all your bodies. It's swallowing you whole. You can't see. You can hear only this rustling, nightmarish sound. You have no idea where Irime could be. Yeah, quite distressing. Roll again.
Yeah. Could I possibly get my dagger, that dagger out and cut some of these ones from my face? And
Sure. That will count as nice story there, but that won't give you a +1.
no, so still brawling.
Yeah, still brawling. Yeah. Ooh, good. How do you get? Yeah, you the thing will expire at some point. How does that look? Holden, looks like you made it first.
Just from the sheer vicious and rabid thrashing about that Holden responded with, to being engulfed by the leaves, he just thrashed about harder, and pulled fistfuls of the leaves and crushed them in his hands and threw them to the ground, that sort of thing, and stamped on them. And just to the ferocity of his response, I guess.
Nice. Yes. Can possibly have some space now to assist Elaris. As you guys finally, get rid of that spirit, that thing, that happening, that sorcery, that temperamental, whatever it was, punishment from the forests. Something is after you. Again, in this you see that Irime is sort of like lost in her mind. Just not really walking down the path, just like maybe bumping on a rock or a root, and just redirecting, as if she was really like dream walking, sleepwalking. Holden, roll a shadow test with Valor against Dread. Yeah, 1 point of shadow. This was proper sorcerer's stuff. I don't know how dwarf assess or judge sea magic or elemental. I don't know. Anyway, that got under his skin for sure. Is Elaris still thinking that Mirkwood used to be Greenwood the Great, or is this steadily started to think that this place is doomed for good? Or the two of you, when you get treated finally, you just brush yourself, look at yourself, you look at each other.
No, well, Hilaris, from his lore and all the stories he's heard from the older elves, always clings to their stories of the wondrous woods of the first and second ages. But no, his impressions on his patrolling and now with this desperate journey through the forest, certainly Mirkwood. But he once again the sight of Holden tearing himself free physically in his armor from this entrapping bush forest, and then being able to do it as well. For a moment there, it seemed hopeless, and it was in the face and ears and eyes, and so once again, the fellowship is heartening to Hilaris, and but the wood definitely has taken on its darkest form.
How about Holden? What do they think about?
I'm really admiring how you elves live in such a hostile environment.
Sure.
I can tell you, faced with such a difficulty, we dwarves would have just abandoned it. Moved somewhere else.
Indeed, Holden. Well, many of my folk, they do stay within the confines of Thranduil's halls. The safety and warmth of that place. It's only the wardens like me, generally, that travel through the forest and learn of its darker ways and take those stories back. It is an uncomfortable and unwelcoming place these days for all.
Aye, but you remain.
But,
You remain here instead of moving to another wood.
Well, it has always been home, and for some of us, like Arame, well, she has seen it in a different light.
Very nice. Some time later. Has it been days? Has it been nights? Has it been... Doesn't even matter. Does it even matter? What about those markings? What, no sign of the north? The compass is still mad. You drink water by the drop. And you count your sausages. And you're walking now, you find yourself in the middle of this area. Walking back, going around it would mean like, I don't know, wouldn't make sense. I don't know, you there. Was there fog behind or to the side or swamps? Thing that made you heading that way. But you're in the middle of this utterly entangled area, filled with conflicting trees and struggling with each other to look for light, and the air is dank and humid. Can't see shit. The lanterns don't make sense even anymore. as you light a foggy area and it's just blinding. In your car and you put your headlights and it's like the fog is just blinding you. You're better just going with your nose and your instinct. You're trudging through this place, pathless. There are lianas, lichens, and all sort of the flora is just disgusting there. And you slash through that, no care anymore. It's becoming like the fucking jungle, slash through that. And let's say that this time, I don't know, you're kind of like, maybe she's a bit before the two of you, and you're kind of like facing it, the two of you, the two of you are in a line, and you're kind of like making way, going forward. The west. And that's when it happens. Literally a branch will snarl at Holden's leg and holds you, grabs you, and then another one grabs your neck, like just straight. This cold, humid, like thing that just wraps itself like a whip around your neck, and in no time you're just like jack, attached to this underwood, and it will start to squeeze little Holden. How do you guys go about it?
No way to struggle out of it and cut at the branches that are trying to reach out with my axe.
Yeah. The thing just you have more and more small branches and boughs that goes, and lianas and that starts to swirl their way around you and hold you in place. It's becoming very hard to to hack, rather using your your axe as a slicing impediment. Is that the word?
Implement.
Implement. Thank you. So yeah, Holden, yet another sorcerous trick of the forest. Yet some of its white cells have decided to get rid of you and digest you for good. So this one is going to be a valor test. So I'm laughing about it, but it's not funny. But, valor test against dread.
Okay.
Aye. This heart rating.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1 point of shadow again. Yeah. That's 6. You're at 6 now? 7 to 9. You're 2 points away from becoming miserable. You guys are saving your hope, huh? See that you've learned the lesson. Session 2, I saw like they were spending hope, like I thought, maybe I'm gonna show them what's the mechanic there.
Yeah, well, it's that basic equation of the two numbers coming closer together.
Mm-hmm.
But I must say that it makes sense really to use some hope on these valor tests, because really it's almost impossible to not get the shadow point. So may as well use some hope, I think, to get another dice. But yeah. So the valor tests are like, he rolled reasonably well there, but still couldn't.
Yeah.
Ilaris, meanwhile, observing these two main bow, one main bow around Holden's leg, and then the other one wrapping around his neck, and then other branches around. But Ilaris will focus, seeing that his best hope here is Holden's axe still being free to wield. against that main bough around his leg. I will cut as much as I can so he can swing freely with that axe.
Okay.
Yeah, so the smaller branches around his arms or neck, I'll cut at those so that he can still get a really good chop, hopefully.
Awesome. That will do it similarly to the leaf attack. That will be a collective endeavor with an unknown, undisclosed resistance. Holden will roll brawl. Or you're not really in a position to use with proficiency your axe proper. At least as long as Elaris doesn't free your arm with a good old sword roll. Click on your sword skill this time, not your sword item.
Yes.
So you won't need a target to do so.
It is asking me for a token to select, but do I just...
No, because you clicked on the sword item, not the sword skill proficiency,
It's
weapon
under
proficiency.
combat proficiencies.
Yeah. Click on the skill sword.
Use the combat proficiency.
Yeah.
Swords.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well done.
Okay, Gandalf. A straight raw Gandalf. How is it looking, guys?
Well, I think for Elaris, he's making some minor, keeping a few branches away.
Like they keep
to get that.
They keep coming back, yeah.
Well, I would like to see him be able to swing that axe, really, but
he still manages to slice his way through it somehow. If you have any detail to add, you're free to do so. Otherwise, roll again, guys. Meanwhile, the one bow that it is around your neck is starting to squeeze really bad, and that will be a moderate endurance loss.
Okay.
So a favored D12. Roll 2 D12 and pick the smallest result.
That would be a 2.
Not bad at all.
no.
That's what you lose in endurance. Okay, round 2.
Still brawling?
Brawl again for Holden.
Okay.
And sword weapon proficiency for Elaris.
Holden has learned that it's the ferocity of his thrashing that gets him out, so he's gonna thrash harder.
Yeah.
Thrashing.
Go
Yeah, I'll concentrate now on that one that's around his neck with a slash.
Yeah. You see that meanwhile Irime's hair have been entangled in this maze of brambles, and she's stuck trying to work forward, but kind of like a zombie, just being stuck by her hair. Holden, you failed this one.
Yeah, I'm going to use a hope point bonus die here on this one for my sword slash to the one that's getting him by the neck.
Okay.
All right. Just press that in.
Okay. Very brave. Okay, a great success. Nice. We had a success before, Gandalf, with a great success. That's 3. That's all you needed to. Yeah, you. One nicely angled, slash, and that thing just is cut and swings back as if it was like, and the other lianas sort of like recoil, and after a moment struggling with the one holding your at your ankle, Holden, your rage manages to free you, and there is much stomping and just unnecessary aggression against whatever is alive now. Whatever flora is there is sentient, seems to be able to scan your body, know where are your weak points, leaves and lianas and branches and roots. They know where to hook you, how to, just they're playing with you. And whichever of those three could be there planning something on you.
Oh, well done, Holden. Again, your strength has brought us through.
Aye, you give me permission to cut this tree down, and I'll have it felled in 2 blinks of an eye.
Let's do it. Let's do it, and you know what? I feel like let's make a fire, something to hearten us here in this wood. Fell this tree there, strong dwarf.
Kindling it is, and like from okay, I'm assuming it's easy to determine where the tree had its branches.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Go for it, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will fell the tree.
Okay. This echo in the forest, in this misty area, The thing you don't know if it's the creaking of the wood, the cracking of the felling of the tree. This thing just yells, it's in pain as it falls. It's as if this thing echoes. You've got the impression that it agonizes for a while, and before it expires, you light this campfire, in defiance of darkness, as a just basically come on. We've got light, we've got fire, we're warm, we're alive, and you have this fire camp going, and you burn this tree, you burn this evil thing, bit by bit, logs after logs, and you having. So yeah, I guess she wasn't. You entangle her. You reconvene by the fire. The night has come, and the three of you are by this campfire, and it will be a night of taking turns. You sort of kept to that, or possibly it's a night of songs and fluting and some sort of
that's what
mad response comes in.
That's what I was imagining. Yeah, the campfire, and then just bringing as much wood as we can find and building a pyre and seating Yarame in a comfortable, warm position and singing songs from our different cultures, and maybe even writing a new song of this wood and our eventual freedom.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Let's turn that into a little skill endeavor. Either with song and then hearten. Resistance is 3. You have 3 attempts. Let's say 4 attempts. 2 rolls each. If you make 3 successes, you both regain 1 point of hope for the show.
Okay. Song,
Let's go.
please.
We gain 1 point of hope.
Yeah, if you make 3 successes, so
I was thinking
you
of
have 4
spending.
chances, 2 rolls each.
Yeah.
Roll and hearten or song.
Nope.
Okay.
You can roll
Just-
4 times.
You can
each.
roll both. Each of you can roll twice, and you can still make it with a great success, just in case that happens.
Come on now.
Come on. That's
It's not gonna.
yeah,
The
that's
darkness of the forest encloses us again.
Anyway, I like the story. That's yeah. I think that will have you make for a great song, possibly a good theme for us, a combat song or a marching song during the fellowship phase, when you can decide to go and create a song and have it motivate you when you need it, when you sing it. There are 3 types of song: one for travel, one for combat, and one can't remember. So anyway, you have a good story to tell there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How do you wrap up the night?
I can imagine holding the dwarven sort of chant of a battle song, and Ilaris on his flute, playing along with it. Maybe even Yar may possibly revived a little by this scene and the song, and but
yeah, she could possibly hum something, like a bit in a discordant way, as if she was listening to the echo of another rhythm. And the folly of the night sort of like tires you at some point, and but you still manage, and as what experience in travel you are to you sort out watching rounds and stuff, and you both have a moment to take a short rest. So both of you recover strength point in endurance, or just like we did before, you can click on the short button.
Maybe we should use our other fellowship point, do you think, just to increase our
yeah,
by one.
Good, yeah.
There's this too.
1 each, yeah.
Yeah, and it's self-explanatory. The whole burning this evil tree, dancing, possibly playing flute, singing, was obviously the fellowship. Yeah. So you are at fellowship point 0 there at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the shared song is very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Rocco, how do you feel? Waking up, feeling sick? How do you feel?
I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Owen, you good?
Good, yeah, good.
Okay.
How are you doing, Eddie?
I'm good. Yeah. Thank you. I have a long list of those trials and ordeals, and the experiment could go on and on. So I'm just saying, I have my, I'm doing my math behind this on my side of things. Now, so it's going somewhere. You know the drill. You kind of understood now what kind of ordeals your characters are going through. I'll have you narrate together 2 scenes and give you full control of what happens. All we need to know is that each scenes will correspond to one will be a wisdom and the other will be a valor shadow test. Yeah. First scene, you guys will be improvising for yourselves. You'll tell us what kind of nightmare you're having that night. At the end of the nightmare, however, you can be woken up or you wake up, whatever you storytell that, you will roll your wisdom. The both of you are having a nightmare that night. The two of you. Yeah. Off you go, guys.
This is the night of the fire, is it?
Yeah, this is that night.
Okay. Well, I'll probably let Holden sleep first, and the elves will stay awake a little longer, as he had a bit of a big job chopping that tree down after it attacked him. So I'll let him dream first. Yeah. Well,
So,
he can.
so Holden goes off to sleep, but immediately you notice that his dreams are his sleep is very fitful. He's shifting about, muttering to himself. In his dreams, he didn't really go to sleep, and he's standing with Ilaris and Erame and the fire, and the eyes in the woods start popping out again, and the chittering from the spiders starts filling the forest with the echoing sound. And he very angrily says, "Well, come on, let's get it over with. Come get some." And he's yelling out into the woods furiously. But the spiders take their time. They take their time crawling out of the dark, but slowly they start to come out. And like the first spider comes fully into view of the fire, and it's got the face of it has the face of the kid, what's his name, the boy that he was with,
Narni.
Yeah, it has Narni's face, but with 8 eyes, and pincers, and it goes, "Why did you leave me?" And it stalks forward, and then another spider comes out of the dark, and this time it's got the face of his sister. Same thing, 8 eyes and pincers, and the same response. "Why did you leave us, Holden?" And if to anybody who's watching, Holden starts really thrashing and saying no, and just saying no, over and over. "This isn't real."
Yeah. At this point, Ilaris, on watch, the fitful dwarf lying beside the tree, more and more agitated, finally thrashing and calling. At that point, Ilaris wakes him. Shadow is upon you.
What? He almost grabs you, and he's got his axe, and then you see the realization in his eyes that, oh, okay, it was a dream. Slowly lets go.
Possibly you see him. The first thing you see is that when you wake up is actually this spider face with 8 eyes and those pincers again, and it's Ilaris truly.
Yeah.
takes a while for you to. Let's see if how long it takes. If you can break this illusion with your wisdom,
Oh, that's not going to happen.
or will there be a real moment of, narratively it can clash a bit further between the two of you.
Okay.
Hopefully, you guys will succeed at least once. One shadow test during the whole night. I gave you many opportunities to succeed.
Yeah. I'll spend hope on this.
Yeah.
I'll spend one hope on this.
All right. I understand.
And nope.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's yet another spider. It's a humanoid spider. It jumped you in the middle of your sleep. It's about to eat you alive or whatever.
Mhm.
Go forward. Go ahead. Back to you.
Okay, so he doesn't doesn't want to strike out at the spiders with the faces of his friends, and that's what's agonizing him. So what he'll do is he'll push because the spider's on him. He'll push the spider off, and just put as much distance as he can with his shield and his axe now in hand also, to kind of back. Get back, I tell ya.
Yeah. Elaris throwing back beside the fire, looking up as the dwarf rises, axe and shield now in hand. Elaris calls to him. Awake, awake! It is I, Elaris. The nightmare is upon you.
It was amazing. Yeah. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, that was a great. That's the way. Yeah, when you have like free reign like that, and you take bits from your character's background, mixed with bits of the actual the context, and you make your own story with that. It was awesome. No. Okay. It's your time to take watch. Holden. Same night. I don't know how you guys just make sure that Holden will be okay. Come back to your senses.
I'm fine now, lad.
Yeah.
That was some nightmare.
Yeah. Do you still need to do the wisdom test, is it, or the?
He did. He failed.
Okay.
So 1 point of shadow.
Right.
For Mr. Holden.
Cool.
That will be
I am 1 point away.
1 point away from being miserable.
Wow.
Did you? Laris is at 5. Is that a thing? You didn't miss anything, yeah? You took count of.
No. I'm on 5. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I didn't have.
I'm not. It's good.
No, I think I had 1 or 2 successes on the shadow. Well, no, definitely no. I've kept up with that. Yep. As
That's
far
good.
as I know. You can review that later.
Yeah, it's okay.
I will. You take a moment between the watches just to come back to the friendship and the burning pyre of wood will probably hearten a dwarf at the embers of a good fire. But after a little while, I will creep to the tree close to Yarame and descend into my into my sleep. And soon coldness comes upon me in my sleep. And then a deep darkness, nothingness really. And then just a haunting feeling. And then slowly, as the darkness greys a little, and then in the center of that darkness, a gallows upon a mount in the midst of this vast forest. Indeed, the forest seems to go further than it goes at this point in time. Ancient, stretching from mountains to mountains. And on this peak, this gallows again. And I come through the trees towards the gallows. And this time, the dread coming closer to my heart. I see there is something hanging, a figure hanging on the gallows on the mountaintop. I come closer and closer, and looming above, a dark, broken tower, a shadow, a shadow, and a memory of a voice that whispered menacingly when I was young on a patrol long ago. A warning, a deep animal fear that came upon me at that time. Closer again to the gallows and the figure swinging in a gentle wind, the face turning, the lifeless eyes of my sister. Down to my knees, choking in horror. And I do not writhe beneath the tree in slumber, but and cold and womb, like a child in the womb. My knees come close to my chest, shivering, rigid, shivering, haunted. And startling, I awake in terror. The sight of the fire bringing me back, the strong figure of the dwarf on guard.
He remains asleep, I guess so. You never know with an elf, really. They're asleep or just in trance or meditating or whatnot. Well, she's still sitting, but quick. Eyelid down. Maybe she kept singing that night, humming. And her posture, the way she has her head held, like, just reminds you for a moment, you have this flash of, your dream comes back of this woman hanging. by the neck. Cheerful stuff.
Yeah, you started it, Edie.
I know. It's Mirkwood.
That's
I
right.
had to give Mirkwood credit, you know. I had to give Mirkwood what it deserves, you know. It's not just your random haunted forest. It's bloody Mirkwood. It's the one we explored where we were when we were kids. It's Mirkwood. In just a few words, Tolkien managed to just like make of this forest this emblem. You know, the forest is so much more. You know, in the lore of the mythology. You know, the forest. I just heard lately that I was looking at the etymology of the word savage. The word savage comes from French. Sauvage comes from Latin. Salvia, meaning forest. The first, historically, when the first word in French, sauvage, was used during late Middle Age, and a sauvage was a brigand who hid in the forest. Then it was started to be used to describe forest animals and plants. Forest animals and plants, not just any other. Then they started to associate that with basically sauvage turned from forest animal to wild animal and wild plants. Then they started to use the word savage, sauvage, to describe anything that's not artificial, as in man-made. So they started to oppose the civilized with the wild. It's not that we started to do that then, but the language started to accommodate those concepts at that time. Like we already were opposing the wild and the civilized for way longer than that. But in the French language, at least, that's the etymology of the word. And then they started to use the word savage. It derived, the uses of it derived into using it to describe barbarians, and primitive cultures, as in, not civilized like us. Yeah. So I found that an interesting story, that, in fact, the forest is not us anymore. Whereas it used to be the place where, just a brigand would hide, free people. So, it's I think it's a nice history for just one word, and that means more than just one word. It means the way we kind of like take in the world or keep it out, the way we separate ourselves from nature. So just to say that, yeah, Mirkwood deserved a session, and yeah, we're still in there, yeah, still in there. So hang on.
Yeah. My roll.
The next scene is yours. It's totally up to you. You know the drill. Yeah. Tell us, how do you come back? Yeah, because I make a big segue there. But how do you come back from this dream? You still need to roll your wisdom, by the way.
Yeah. Let's just roll it. Is there any way it can succeed? I don't know. So another shadow pointer.
Yes.
Yeah, probably deserve one for that. nightmare. As I say, as the figure in my dream crouched and became, what is the word? Clinging to himself as a baby in the womb, and then waking in the same way, clutched in a ball, rigid but shaking, the eyes open to see the embers of the fire and the strong dwarf on guard, probably thinking of his own dreams and looking at the wood encircling us. So yeah, just more of a gradual return to a very dark moment in that dream with his dear sister dead, and the darkest moment of his life, possibly the word or of the shadow from the Dol Guldur on a southern patrol one night. So a lot of horror in one place, with the gallows there also, and so really just lying beneath the tree, trying to take solace from the dwarf and from Yarame's beauty, and yeah, really just lying there alone, searching for hope.
One of those days, you guys, same idea here, same principle. You're free to tell whatever story comes to your mind, inspired from all of that. But here, the ordeal is is like we just had a nightmare, and you narrated that, and that corresponded to a wisdom against sorcery. Now you'll be going and narrate just like you had encountered the leaves tornado and the ensnaring lianas and roots and all that. That will be a supernatural obstacle of sort. And you will be rolling valor against dread in that case after that. So have yourself improvising a little mishap of sort of preternatural nature. It's physical. It's happening. It's not if it's a dream, you experience it as a dream, but the other character would then see it as something real happening. Or maybe you're under an illusion and you go and you drone yourself, whatnot. It can be interactive between the two of you, or you guys can take turn. Obviously, if it's we're not going to roll a skill endeavor around it. Just narrate it. Make it difficult or snappy as you want. We know that it amounts to a shadow test at the end anyway.
Yeah, I have an idea, but
yeah,
maybe I can talk it over with Rocker slightly before we start, or do you have an idea?
I have an idea too, but let's go with what do you have?
Let's mix them up.
Okay.
Let's mix. We talk over the two ideas and mix them together if they will mix. So my idea would be simply that the trees are upset by this fire, by this thing, and they basically very slowly but surely come together and in a way come their bows or that they come closer, not crushing us, but coming closer and closer and closer, and become to have no gaps, to the point where we fear that they will crush us in the middle, but the fire probably can save us. But what did you think?
I was thinking of Holden starting to see spiders here and there,
Spiders.
and like so he starts to. There's just small spiders, so he starts to swat them. He starts swatting at himself, patting himself down. Right, and then he looks over to you, and there's like real fear in his eyes, and he says, "Alaris, there's a big one behind you!" And then he just suddenly launches himself at it, and it's. We could combine that with the trees, like getting tighter and tighter. And the trees are kind of using their tendrils, their vines to mimic spiders and toy with us.
Yeah. Okay. So how about to mix those two? The trees are coming closer, and then but the fire kind of limits them to a point, and then above is a web that sort of, as the trees reach over us, the web descends. The spiders are lowered down towards you, and then you can do the spider scene.
Yeah.
Perfect. You go for it then. Describe it if
Okay.
you like again.
Okay, so with the trees start to rustle and murmur. It's like they're murmuring amongst themselves, and it's very subtle. But like Holden's walking through the camp, and he suddenly trips on a root and lands face first at the foot of a tree that wasn't that like you could swear he swear it wasn't there before. What's going on? Right, and that's when you start to notice, looking around, that the trees are closing in, and the gaps between the trees are shrinking, and it's almost like a visual illusion, like you can see the gaps just doing that. And then it started to get suffocating. There's not much room to move around, and Holden starts to look panicky because he's starting to, like, first he brushes off like a leaf from himself, but after a while he seems to be pulling leaves off and throwing them to the ground and stepping on them, and then he just swats them on himself. And there's spiders everywhere, he's saying, and then behind ya, a big one, and then he launches himself at it, but the tree kind of, like, he thuds against the tree and falls to the ground, and looking up, when you follow his line of sight, you see that there is a web keeping us trapped from above. I'm not too sure how Alaris would respond in that situation. Maybe you can, while this is going on, you can tell us what Alaris is doing as well.
Yeah. So Alaris in that sort of childlike, frightened moment, sort of very twisted by the vision of his dead sister, and then the gradual realization that the trees seem to be crowding around us. Looking up, watching the dwarf, Holden becoming agitated with branches and leaves, and I start to sit up and come back to the reality. The fire is still glowing, thankfully, and then from the silence of my dreams and the voice of Holden louder now, behind you, and it almost like coming at me with the axe again, and then striking beside me, the axe thumping into the tree close to me. I startled. I feel shock, and above, almost lowering a web, the enclosed feeling oppressive. The dwarf's eyes, wild, crazed. Spider's eyes above and around, and just from the corner of my eye, Yarame, still seemingly peaceful, and something kind and ancient there. Thankfully, the fire glowing. My voice. Holden, no. The visions, the darkness. Hold your axe.
Interesting now, because we don't know if it's real or not. We reach a point where nothing makes sense anymore. Sort of. The real and the unreal are totally mingling. I think you did well. I think I'd like to have you remember about this weird moment. Anyway, because we have to come. This have to come down to a valor test at the end. What would be the closure for this scene?
I guess with all the
Probably
terrors.
just yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, with all the terrors that are around us, and like Holden's reaching the tipping point, he'll want to get up and face it, and just like challenge it.
Yeah, maybe we.
So it's kind of like a rage. You start to chop trees
No, he's
and chop
okay.
spiders.
So Holden's not wholly violent. With you'll see that he's very from the beginning. He's been very judicious with the use of his axe. While he does have I would say violent outbursts, they're not. He the last thing he wants to do is cause harm. Like it's only when you force him to, and that's like a core fundamental thing there. So he's not going to swing his axe wildly, but more of just this is because this is also something intangible that he can't quite put his hands on. So he's going to more challenge it, yell at it, call it a coward, and dare it to come face him. That sort of thing.
Yeah, Ilaris will stand, seeing the the situation and
The
suggest.
burst of the kindness of Varda helps you now. Possibly
Definitely.
to shave them off, to
Definitely. Yeah, we'll unveil the lamp and also I think restart the fire, bring the fire burning again, and I have a little flask of elvish wine that I would look to share with Holden and Yarame, and just to bring the fire back again, and try to have the vision of this enclosing forest and web hopefully fade away. Just bring the fire back, and even our song that we bring it again. So once again, even though it's been a long night in the morning, to party in the morning, to try and bring some life from the last night's party back again.
awesome. I think that maybe there is a splash of wine as well on the fire. Maybe strong wine. I don't know if something that you throw more wood on the fire. The kindness of Varda is lit up and high, and whatever this was, if it was a vision or if it was really something physical trying to engulf you, this thing just receded, or you found yourself in the morning recalling that thing. There's this weird sort of like this synchronization between memory and sleep and awakened state. I'll have you roll that valor test. But not only will you cancel the point of shadow if you succeed, you'll gain 1 point of hope if you succeed. Let's go like that.
Okay, so it might be worth using a point of hope.
I know, if you use a point of hope to regain a point of hope, it would be...
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, okay.
Rolling.
Well, just be nice to succeed on this roll for a change.
Holden is one away to be miserable.
Yep.
Anyway, so, yeah. Okay.
Bonus die. Yeah, let's do it.
You do it.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
So, what's going on? Why is there 2 messages there?
Yeah, so it's I spent a hope point to gain a
Oh,
hope.
yeah.
Yeah, so, but then I gain a hope point. So
To gain a hope point. So, yeah, you can pop back your hope to 9, yeah?
Yep.
Does that help my situation at all, or do I just lose a shadow or another shadow?
You failed on your side of things.
Shadow point.
Poor lonely soul.
Oh, well.
Polaris. Put 2 away. Yeah, not too bad. Holden is holding hard. All right.
You already added that shadow for me, 80. Did you?
No?
Okay.
No, I didn't.
So I'm 6 now, so I think I'm 7, right? Well, I thought it was 5 a moment ago, but maybe I lost another one just previously, already. So
You said you're taking care of it.
Yeah. I must have added. I think I've lost 2 in the last few moments, right? Yeah, because of the dream, and then because of that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So I'm 1 away from
7 to 8, 8 to 9. You're both on the edge of losing a bit of confidence there. The next time we open a chapter, the story goes, and you guys are in this in this swamp. It's been my guy's not switching.
I've got there now.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow the two of you, the three of you, I imagine now that her hair have grown abnormally. I imagine that she, you know, I don't know why I have this vision now suddenly, like, how long have you been? Maybe her hair give you a sense of duration or time, because she definitely, maybe your beard, Holden, has grown disproportionately. Maybe I don't know. Maybe your hair too, Elaris, is grown longer. You know, that would be weird. We don't know when this next chapter opens. You're in this swamp. Somehow you were forced to go through that. What was there on the edges of this swamp that forced you to go that west? Anyway, always west. As much as you can sort of figure out where this green haze ends and hints of the sunset somewhere there. To the west, always. Keep to the west. This imaginary west. And you're surrounded by the swamp. Trudging like you know, heavy, knee-deep in black, muddy waters. The little drinking potable water you've got left in your rations and all that is just now you're like just allowing yourself for a small bit of water. We don't know how long you've been in those woods now. And you walk and you see a figure in front of you. You see the globe of a skull reaching out and pulling itself out of the water. And you see a pair of eyes, this black hair sticked on the skull, you know, this round form with eyebrows and two eyes, black eyes. Not totally, just pupils are black. You have this form peering 10 yards to the front. And as soon as it sees you, it was just about, you know, you were just about to see like feminine lips and the jaws of a woman. This head, as you're about to, I don't know, what's your reaction there?
Just to watch, be alert, ready the bow.
Holden, stairs or get at the ready?
Ready.
As soon as you guys make, you know, give the hint of, you know, being startled or, you know, this thing just back in under the, and it's not super deep. You're walking there. It's silt, you know. It's really tramping your way. It's just really hard to walk as such. But This,
With my
yeah, it's gone.
with my keen eyes, could I discern from the eyes of the creature or person whether it good or bad or
Make a law.
lore roll?
Is this human? Is this not? Is this a spirit? Is this a vision? An hallucination? You look around to try to locate it, her. And as you both are kind of like, you know, begin this sort of back to back, you know, you feel the swamps just, you know, there's this atmospheric uneasiness, and you turn and look behind you, and you see just a ginormous iron chain hanging across your vision span. A chain with links twice the size of human head, like those kind of like big tanker chains to anchor like massive boats. Links like that. And this chain, this iron chain, rusty, you know, possibly, you know, with silt dropping from it, is hanging across the swamp. Possibly, you know, I don't know. It's a bit higher than, yeah. I think it's like something like possibly 2 meters high. It has this sort of arc, you know. It's kind of like lumped a bit, but it doesn't give the impression that it gets lost in the fog. And these things, you came that way. You just turned back. Here you are.
Do you see that chain as well, Holden? Is it a vision?
I see it as well.
And the face in the water, you saw it as well.
Glimpse, I believe.
What can it mean? Do we look more closely at this chain?
Back then it might be dwarven make, but it's way out of place.
Indeed, a strange place for a chain so large. Goes up into the trees on either side.
It sort of mysteriously goes, yeah, way, you know, the swamps have this murky atmosphere, and the air is filled with moisture, and from your perspective, this chain goes, you know, loses itself in the mists. Are you following it? Are you touching it? What do you do?
Can we reach and touch it?
You at least could, yeah?
Yeah, I'll reach and touch it. Maybe Holden has more idea of its make than I do. But
What's it
I'll
looking
touch
like
it
up there?
and make sure it's real.
It's cold and wet, gritty, rusty,
Rusty.
stains your fingers with silt and rust. It hardly tilts, you know, it hardly rocks as you just press it. Hardly move as it's so heavy and disproportionate. The make of it, it's very hard to figure out. I mean, there's nothing, there is no sigil, there is no like signature. It's just a chain. But what a chain, like just, you know, just to forge that thing.
Yeah, just to see that kind of stonework that's holding it up.
That's when the figure appears the second time. Just 20 yards past the chain, so on the other side where you were looking, you know, she appeared on the other side, facing you as you turn back to face the chain, and she appears up to, you know, just above the breasts. She appears to be naked, but her hair just goes down and as some form of garment, you know. And she's livid. Her skin is white. Her eyes are, you know, deep and dark. She doesn't smile. Her lips are closed. And she stares at you as if evaluating you. Just looking one after the other, slowly shifting her gaze between the two of you, without indicating any sort of signal or whatever. Like a fish would look at someone, you know.
I'll lift the lamp of Vada. It's blue light shining towards her, and just stand still and calm. Not threatening, just.
And she'll go, you know, a bit like it's kind of weirdish, you know, the typical Netflix kind of and approach this halo, and this blue hue will, you know, just paint her skin blue, and those fishy dark eyes, you know, reflect the point of this lantern, magic lantern. You're right, the big chain is right over you. Two of you just looking at this figure approaching. And then she goes, lifts her arm, and sort of like points on one side of the swamp, as if to say, you know, she points the direction she must be, you know, but there is not really a finger. She's kind of like, yeah. And as she does, like, she goes, slides, and dives. And bloop, a couple of bubbles. You may be seeing, you know, a shape or whatever, a shadow. Woof, woof.
You weren't afraid of the lantern, so I take it as maybe she's a friend.
Seems a lost soul maybe in the swamp, a spirit from a troubled spirit maybe. But no, maybe not a threat.
Direction she pointed in. Maybe we should look in there. Look in that direction.
She pointed. Yes. Let's see if we can make our way to where she pointed.
That's
I
to
could
the
climb
left
up.
of the chain.
Okay. Still underneath the chain, sort of off and to the left. Okay. Yeah.
You follow?
I think we'll go cautiously. That way.
Like two tramps trudging through the fog and the swamp, walking under this disproportionate, surrealistic chain. You kind of finally exit the swamps, and the chain has made its way and finally disappeared through the fog as it ascended. And you've lost sight of it. And you're back in this part of the forest that is again a much higher canopy. It's really forming this kind of bowl now, and funneling you in a more obvious kind of direction. And you're walking. Again, the next scene, I'm not sure how long it will take you to find yourself at this moment again. You have this, you don't know if it's been, when was this chain? Where did we lose sight of it? And Irime walks behind you. You guys sort of are looking up. Oh, this chain, the canopy has grown again back on the top of you. You're walking down this pathway. And there is a moment you just now you listen with your nose, you know, you smell with your eyes, you kind of like you touch with your mind, everything in this environment, and for those days, weeks, for this time you've spent in this momentum, trapped in this out of time and out of space dimension. A sixth sense sort of tells you that something really, really wrong is going on, really bad is just about to happen. And as you have this gut feeling that, you know, something like squeezes in your stomach, you know, and you're on alert. You hear this kind of like a growling sound, the rolling of stone against stone, as if earth was opening itself. And what you see as you scan around you for whatever clue of what this sound and this feeling could be about, what you see is the soil opening up as you turn back and look at Irime. The soil opens up, the ground opens up below her and forms this kind of siphon. and she begins to be again you have those swirling roots, black roots with this black very organic burnt soil, forest soil, acidic ground soil, earth, dust. Those roots, they come out of the ground and they start to pull her down in this hole that opens and invites her, and she starts to slide down, being totally like grasped, clawed in, and there's this sound, and she her organic her body her she's not conscious of it. There's this kind of animal like, I can't walk, what the, there is some kind of resistance in a reflex of just she doesn't seem to be able to grab onto anything. That's where we're at. What do you guys do? You're muted.
If I have time, I would like to throw my rope to her hands. Even she may not grasp it, but there's not time to run in and grab her. I don't think.
There is a bit of time. There is a bit of time to grab her. She's probably mid-body already in inside this this siphon.
Okay, well, Ilaris then will just take one big step in between Holden and her and try and grab her arm or.
And Holden, seeing this, will grab his rope and throw it over to Ilaris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully I can grab on and hold on to the rope.
All right, you grab hold of her and I'll pull you both out.
Yeah.
You grab her forearm. Something in her grabs your forearm too. And for a moment you could swear that she looked at you with determination, with intent. You hold you hold Holden's rope, pulls you backward, but the sheer force of this thing that is sucking her alive and whole to the underground of the forest, this mouth sucking her, is too strong. She's now, you see the last glitter of her eyes, just she's buried alive. Only her arm slips away now from you. You guys can do all you want now. It's all about the story now. She will be gone in a matter of seconds. You have her wrist in your hand.
Yeah, so I
Tuft of hair are being swallowed. Her long blonde hair are being swallowed.
Yeah, I crouch down, my other hand on the rope, twisted onto the rope, and I do my best to grasp her wrist and forearm. One last grasp and try to hold and brace and trust Holden's strength at the end of the rope.
I will just grab hold and pull, slowly, not jerking it.
Yeah,
just a steady pull.
It's like it would be like I don't know. The weight of it is just too much. The attraction and the pull is just too much. You guys do all you can. You think you could break her wrist at this point so firmly. You try to keep hold, not losing her, but the last bit of her fingers, are slipping away, and the ring, a silver ring of her, slips into your hand just as you lose touch, and what's left of her hand disappears in the ground. That just sort of wraps itself onto itself, like, and you nearly get swallowed, as your arm just nearly gets. Possibly you can keep hold, until most of your arm is swallowed as well. But at some point you realize that you're going to be swallowed alive as well.
Right.
But when you reach out, and pull away, you have this silver ring of hers in your hand.
Well, desperate, seeing her disappear, I close my hand around the ring tightly but desperately and scramble back, Holden pulling me up. Hopefully back beside him, downcast. Yeah, stand there beside Holden, forlorn.
Don't know what to say. We'll find her. We'll find her again. We'll find her. We'll find
Indeed,
Parley.
The end. We stop here. Like those last words. They mean a lot.
Stout door. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a trip.
Thank you.
I think Mirkwood deserved that.
Yeah, it was a very, very heavy but very proper homage to the Mirkwood.
Yeah. You were awesome. Wow. What a trip.
Yeah. You mentioned that teenage energy at the start of the session with your group in the village, and I was thinking, it'd be hard to live up to that type of enthusiasm, but I think we there's a bit of the teenager in there, and there was a bit of the older savage.
I like
thrown in.
I like the tone and the seriousness of this game. It's a really good contrast, because usually most of the games that I get involved in kind of devolve into, instead of Lord of the Rings, it's Monty Python.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm liking that this is a contrast, and it's serious.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think there's still room for the lighter moments. Definitely. It's but that contrasts nicely as well. Yeah, like I said the other week, I think with 80s theatrical and musical and background, it allows us to be a little more dramatic.
Yeah.
Because I agree. Some things I've been involved in that are more of a let's have fun type of which is good.
Yeah.
But, it is nice. Yeah, it's nice to have the
The contrast, the immersion in the
dark
lore.
tone. Dark tone.
Mm.
No, that really, I thought this session, particularly when you said it was going to be challenging, and that shadow versus hope, and yeah, that, as you say, that's really the heart of the game in a way.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was, yeah, that was awesome.
You guys didn't have any bout of madness or didn't go miserable. You're borderline,
Mhm.
but yeah. I had a couple more ordeals for you planned up, but as always, time is of the essence. So it was just about time to finish the session. But yeah. But anyway, we got a good sense of what this mechanic is about. But you're still the two of you. Yeah. So and about the mood and the seriousness. I'm aware that I'll be careful not to run the campaign on just one one taste, one savor. Yeah, I'll be careful because otherwise, if you taste all the time the same, it doesn't taste anything anymore. So yeah, I'll try to entertain various needs. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Because
I wasn't
they are.
complaining about the flavor. I was saying that this is
Yeah,
a good
I
breath of fresh
understood
air.
that. I understood that. But yeah, no, for sure. Me, I appreciate the fact that you guys embrace that and find something actually refreshing in that. The fact that that if you refresh yourself all the time with the same water, it just doesn't taste anymore. So don't worry as well that this is not. Don't make a rule of it. I like something profound, but we need leveling. We need perspective on things. So there will be chapters of the campaign that are a bit more uplifting, and but overall it's still Tolkien, yeah. Tolkien is not Monty Python. So if I'm okay with like we had a session. I don't know if you watched the session with the awakening of Bernie's awakening, the first session of Varun when he played his Hobbit. It was hilarious, He went hunting bullfrogs to make a pie for Bilbo, who was invited to the birthday of this eccentric lady, Hobbit. A whole session hunting frogs. It was just, and then listening to Bilbo's stories, talking, and it was fun because there were 3 kids. So a totally different kind of Tolkien. There is the Shire as well. There are the hobbits, and there is hope, and because it's all for a reason. No, it's all for the survival of humanity. It's all about, in fact, it's all about the good times, and the singing around the fire, and dancing, and falling in love, and romance. But it's darkened. It's overshadowed. It's buried under a curse. A curse nearly as ancient as creation, because it's because of Melkor. And he's actually the first to be born. He's the first son of Eru. He's the missed opportunity. He's the false the experiment, before Manwë came in, and he broke his trip. It's kind of like Abel and Cain, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
It's all that. So anyway, Yeah, I think it's gonna be a memorable session for us later to remember. That was, I think, how do you call, a turning point in Holden's Alaris's connection, the way they,
Mm.
if and when they get out of that, like, at least they have a song or two we know already.
Mm-hmm. 80. My birthday.
Instrumental for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
80. My
yes,
birthday
Rocco?
is on the 10th. And we're going to be preparing for some celebrations. Do you mind if we have the next session the week after that?
Okay, no problem. Yeah. No, I totally
Are you okay with that
understand. Yeah.
too, Owen?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
You take a break for a week?
Yeah.